Hey, Suzette. Let's see, you're muted. There we go. Oops.
How are you?
I'm so happy to see you.
Me too.
Hi, Suzette.
Hi.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. My
Ah.
video's not working again.
Oh, no, I lost my gallery view. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Did you get to sew this week?
And it worked
Me?
yesterday. My video worked
What's
yesterday.
that? Are you feeling better? Oh my gosh, is that the cutest thing ever?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
haven't done the top yet.
that is precious. Oh, wow. I love it. That is super duper cute.
I like it too.
I have to change the name to the Crazy Cute Duffel.
I was maybe thinking of that fabric for my big one.
Oh, really? Is it
Maybe.
Michael Miller?
Yeah,
It's really fun, Suzette. I love it.
I love it too. How'd you know Michael Miller? Did you have that before?
I have. I really like the Michael Miller fabrics.
Me too.
Me too.
They're hard to find sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. They are. I don't think Hawthorne carries them anymore.
Mm-mm.
You know that fella his name is Ron Appel, I think it is Appel. He's a representative and he has that program called Manso,
Oh, yeah.
and he's a representative of Michael Miller now.
Does he
Oh.
sell
I
them?
didn't know that.
Yeah, Missouri Star is not one of his sponsors now. It's Michael
Oh.
Miller.
Oh, that's neat for him. So does he sell them on his website, Elaine?
No, it's the background. He'll have some of the material hanging, but he doesn't always use it though. But he goes to the sewing expos and he represents them. Here we go again. This is Marianne.
I can see you, Peggy.
And they're getting me my daughter's getting me the other computer. For some reason, my camera's not working on this one again. So I'm
Oh,
gonna cut out of this one and come back in on the other one.
Okay.
Good.
Bye for now. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
the expos that travel around the country, we have one in Cleveland and he's always there. And he has fabrics then too, but I don't think he sells them though. He tells you about them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Where did you find the fabric that you have on the bag?
I think I got it at Hobby Lobby.
Really? Oh, they don't have a very big selection there, do they? Of the Michael Miller? 'Cause
No.
I haven't noticed it.
No, I made a bag for a friend of mine, and she's like a 60s hippie, right?
Uh-huh.
She loves the Volkswagen Bugs and all that. So I was trying to find something like, 60s, 70s.
That is totally 60s hippie.
Yeah.
Flower power.
Mhm.
Yeah, it says flower shower on
I
the.
love the Atomic. I think it's called the Atomic Collection. Have you seen that one by
No.
Michael Miller?
No.
Yeah,
No, but I remember your first.
Did I see that again?
Yeah.
What you showed?
Oh.
Oh, wow.
isn't that fun?
Yes.
You might want to hold up your bag again, Suzette, because Cheryl didn't get to see how cute that is.
It's not finished, but
Oh, I love it. That's
it fun?
wild. Yes.
Yeah.
The
Mm.
black handles really make it all pop.
yeah,
Watch out, I might
it's just
steal
webbing.
those black handles for my bag that I sewed it onto.
Your first messenger bag had Michael Miller fabric on the inside.
Mm.
Oh, the little animals.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I still have that bag.
Yeah, I love that bag.
that was how you got started, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. There's Peggy. I haven't seen her in forever.
Hi, Peggy.
Oh, no, no, I can't hear her. No.
Now I see her,
Oh, there we go.
but we lost Cheryl.
Uh-oh. Oh, we just lost her video. Maybe she had to go get some. How are you doing, Peggy?
I'm good.
Is the machine working?
Yes. Yes.
What was the process?
I pulled on that hand crank wheel so hard and let it and just and it came up, and then I redid all the threading and bobbing and all that stuff. Suzette, are you frozen?
I don't think so.
Oh no, there you
No.
are. You're just staring.
I'm just like,
I was waiting for you to blink.
no, I was waiting to hear what was wrong with your machine.
My whole bag got stuck under the machine,
Oh,
and it just the whole thing was stuck and just it wouldn't go up, wouldn't go down. Oh.
Yeah, it was but she had like a bazillion layers under there.
Yeah, I did. I told you I had a certain amount of layers. When I went back and looked, it was even more layers than that.
Oh no. So now you know you finally have reached the cap.
Yes,
You know that it can be broken.
yes, yes. There is such a thing as a limit.
But it's pretty intense.
But this was the bag I was making, and I finished it. This is the one that got stuck.
Oh wow.
pretty.
It's stunning.
Wow.
Let me see the side seams there. Oops.
Okay.
Oh, it's heavy. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. That's where you were.
Oh, she
Stuck,
matched
right?
them too. Mhm.
Where I got stuck was when I was trying to sew. I cut out different ones and sewed different ones, but I was trying to sew this, a smaller one, right into the side seam, and it was just, so I just made a bigger one. I made it wider so it avoided the side seams.
Oh my gosh.
That's so
yeah.
pretty.
But this got a recessed zipper.
Very
and
nice.
of course the key fob and zipper pocket and slip
That
pocket.
is
Wow.
a zipper. Oh,
That's a forever bag, Peggy.
Yeah,
That's the only one you
And
need to
the-
buy.
handles.
Are you keeping that one or selling it?
No, this one's going up for sale.
It's
That one's going up for sale. That should sell right away. And then this one I finished yesterday. This is leather,
Oh,
oh.
no. Wow.
and the handles are reins from a horse. That
that's so cool.
Gosh, that's gorgeous. That
was
might
my
be
daughter's idea.
favorite
and-
bag you've ever made, Peggy.
Oh.
What kind of fabric is that? What's that pattern?
Pottery, like Southwestern pottery.
Wow. What colors? I can't see really good.
Dark brown, light brown, tan, teal, a little bit of rust.
Gosh, wow, that's pretty.
Oh, here it is. Maybe you can see it better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how fun. Really nice. And then hold that one up one more time so we can see. Gosh, doesn't that looks like straight designer.
Right.
Beautiful.
It is.
I mean, but seriously, it looks like it could be hanging on Fifth Avenue, Peggy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It should
So
be.
beautiful.
Hey, Cheryl, we see your face.
Hello.
Isn't that stunning,
Oh,
Carol?
that's beautiful.
I might have to buy that one.
Susan and I are both like, quick.
What my daughter does is she takes pictures of it and she puts them on her Facebook page just to say, hey, look what we have now.
Oh, great.
And sometimes people buy them right from Facebook, so they don't
I
even
bet.
get over to the Etsy shop. So
Right.
sometimes they don't even make it onto the Facebook page because somebody sees it and says, oh, I want that.
Yeah.
that style right there is gonna be
It's a winner.
hallmark style for you. Whoa, that's pretty.
And then I'm in the midst of making another one. I've not got it put together yet, but I'll give you an idea of what it would look like, because it's a little bit different than the saddle blanket bags. This is the front of it. Oops. This is the front of it.
Ooh.
That's the bottom.
Neat.
Front of it. And it's going to have this flap
How
come over the
cute.
top.
Those are pockets too, Peggy?
No, they're just designed,
Design.
just fabric.
Wow.
Really pretty.
And then got the back of it is
Oh, pretty.
Mhm.
labeled. And then the the inside's just normal with the
Oh, yeah.
fob and the slip pockets. And then the little slip pocket here with the zipper pocket.
Oh,
Wow.
So, and that's,
Beautiful.
you can see the
That's great,
color.
Peggy.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that one I'm working on. That one's almost finished. I just have to pretty much put it together. And there's a couple more that we have lined up here that we have cut out, but I haven't started on them yet.
Do you give them names?
No, we were giving them names, but like this one, we call this one the yellow bag. Just in between, just between my dogs.
Yes.
So we know what bag we're talking about in case we want to repeat the pet, have something similar. If
Right.
somebody says, somebody saw so-and-so's purse and they want another one just like it, but with this and that and the other changes. Like, well, nothing is going to be just like it because they're all different.
Mhm.
That way I don't have to keep track of them.
That's
I don't have to keep track of the patterns.
exactly smart.
Any idea how many you've made for her collection yet, Peggy?
Let's see, we've 29, she said. She just poked her head in. 29.
That's awesome.
I went to your Etsy store.
Yeah.
I had fun looking. Nice.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
We've only got about 9 of them on the Etsy store right now. So that's. What,
And I
honey? What'd she say, Kate? Oh, she's saying, she's yelling from me. She said, that damn daughter needs to get it all together. But she's sold about 15 of them since March.
Wow.
So
Good.
that's not too bad for being in the middle of a pandemic. And
yeah.
And wouldn't you rather be making those than masks, Peggy?
oh gosh, yeah, I've made several masks, but just for my daughter who's the vet student, when she goes to clinics and stuff, she has to wear a mask. And my other daughter's partner's little girl, she went off to summer camp, so we made her a bunch of masks. I made her reversible masks. So she came over, she was going through my fat quarter drawers and picking out the colors she wanted.
Yeah, that's great. I tried a new style of mask last night where it gives you more breathing room.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the accordion one?
No.
No, okay.
Mm-mm.
Because that's the one my daughter prefers, the one that is like can stretch. Because the first I
Yeah.
just made them flat against your face.
Yes, that's what
Yeah, that's like that one, Elaine.
yeah, I have.
And there's the,
One moment.
Do you feel like you can breathe good in that one?
sure. Yeah. I only had the 1/4 inch elastic and it's better. No, it's an 1/8 of an inch and I like it better than the 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
But what I did was you make like a track in there and the elastic can come out and you can replace it without taking the mask apart.
Oh, that's smart.
So it just,
Very smart.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, my
I did
daughter,
have
she
to
liked
show you- oh, go ahead.
she liked she wanted the accordion one because she had the flat one, but she was going for radiology classes, and she had to wear the heavy vest and the lead vest and everything.
Oh.
She was just so hot with that on her face.
Oh, yeah.
These open up quite a bit.
Yeah, she likes that better.
Yeah.
I make this one
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's like the first
Crocs.
one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it fits so close, and I put, you know, the filters in. I just used what do you call that stuff you use with your machine, embroidery, you know, for the background.
The non-woven interfacing.
Yes,
The
yes. I
this
put that
stay
in.
stuff.
And this is the new one. This one's too big for me. I tried the medium, but this is a new one that gives you more room. And it would also give, you know how they have those plastic cones a lot of the nurses wear in the hospital?
Yeah.
It would give room for that because it
It looks like
Oh
it.
yeah,
sideways.
Mhm.
it's just a little too tall for you goes into your eyes.
Yes, all
Yeah.
of them do that for me.
Yeah.
I have to turn them down on the top. And then I have to show you, it was adorable. My friend made this for a little girl because when everything first started, she was making masks for everybody, and the little girl was very sad and couldn't understand why she couldn't go back to nursery school. And she made her, now this is an adult version, but she made her a Jaws one.
Yes.
And that little girl was just so happy.
Who wouldn't want to wear that? That is really clever. Oh,
Suzette, I didn't see that bag that you started to show.
Oh, it's some little duffel. I haven't finished it yet.
Ooh, that's pretty.
I love it.
Ooh, yellow and black together with those. Oh yeah, that's nice.
isn't it stunning? It's an
Yeah.
awesome combo.
I just have to do the zipper part.
Do you
Oh,
have
yeah.
Oh, the
a
pocket.
black zipper?
Yeah, I do.
I think that'll look so nice. What kind of fabric's going on the top for the zipper?
Same flower stuff.
Cool.
I
Will you
don't know.
keep it?
Yeah,
I think you're gonna like that size. I love it.
these are my for the zipper.
Oh,
It's
that's so pretty.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
very
have my zipper here.
I'm a child of the 60s.
Oh.
I really like it. I'll shine my mailbox if you want to make another one.
Okay,
There you
that's
go.
the zipper.
Oh, nice. Do you think you'll put the snaps on the side, Suzette?
I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do that or maybe cut the zipper down if I have to before I sew these tabs.
Yeah, I'm gonna zip mine up before I hold it up so everything doesn't dump out. But I did end up putting the snaps on mine.
Yeah,
And it is
Oh.
fun just to unsnap.
What bag is that one, Andrea?
It's
is
the same. It's the same one Suzette's making, just
Oh, is it that
totally
the
different
baby
fabric.
Wow.
Is that the new one that you're doing on like Tuesdays or something?
We
Okay.
just finished it. The
Yeah.
mini,
Bless you, baby.
the mini duffel.
The
But
mini
now
duffel?
I want to change it to.
That's-
What did I say? Was it super cute?
I
Crazy cute. It's
have more of the fabric, Cheryl. I can make you one.
Aw.
Oh, look at that.
Wild.
I like it.
So fun.
We, when we were first married, we had this tiny little apartment, and it was added on, the bathroom was added on to the back of the apartment because it was so old. This apartment was so old that wind used to blow up through the floor. So the bathroom had a window in it that you could see into the bedroom, besides the window for going outside. The window that you could see into the bedroom was originally, you know, the window to the outside before they put the bathroom on. And we did it in, had the old claw tub. We painted the walls like a lavender and the bottom of the tub a deeper lavender. And I did Peter Max curtains. And then the window I decorated with mushrooms and daisies, and it was fun. I wish I had pictures of it.
That would be a sight to see. So even though it was an apartment, you all could paint it and everything?
Yes,
in mind?
yes. And the rent was $18.50 a week.
Oh my
$18?
goodness.
1970.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't get anything for that.
No.
No, like anything.
Even then, it wasn't a lot.
Wow. What state was that?
Massachusetts, and it was in the ritzy Andover, Massachusetts.
Oh, how fun.
And the landlady was a scream. She always wore gold. She had like a gold lame raincoat. She had gold shoes. She owned a bar and several properties, and she had a beauty shop in her home. Yeah. Yeah, she just recently passed in her 90s, and she just went strong for a long time. Yeah. She was cool.
Yeah.
And I have to just tell you one more thing. The refrigerator had a lock on it. It had a hasp and a lock that you needed a key. So we called her up and said, we can't open the fridge. We don't have a key to your lock. She said, oh, that's because the owner's son sometimes would smoke, and then he'd get very hungry after and raid her fridge. So she had to put a lock on it.
My word.
It was
Thank you,
fun. 1970.
It would be fun to go back to those times.
Yes.
Oh,
And it'll be, well, our 50th wedding is tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh,
congratulations.
Oh. And
Thanks.
I think, Elaine, did you tell me 59 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
59, yeah.
It's really impressive.
how about you,
Sometimes
Peggy?
it's short and sometimes it's long.
Well, this
That's true.
marriage of mine, I'm on my 20th anniversary.
Oh,
Did you say
Right.
25th, Peggy?
20.
20. Okay.
Well,
That's yours.
congratulations.
Is that your second marriage, Peggy? Ah, three.
No way.
Variety is the spice
The
of
first
life.
time I got married, I was 18. I had gotten engaged at 15. I got married at 18 and divorced at 19. Then several years later, I got married about 20, maybe 26, and got divorced when I was like 30. And then I didn't bother getting married at all for another like 15 years.
Mm.
So this is the one that's lasting.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah.
I don't advise that though. I mean, don't be getting married and divorced all the time. There were no children or anything in those marriages, so it was
Hmm.
you know, when they ticked me off, it was easy to walk away.
This is my second one,
Yeah,
And how many years have you been married, Suzette?
18.
18. Yeah.
Good.
But I was a single mom for almost 15 years before I married this one. My first one only lasted about 5 years. He didn't want to work.
I had one of those. They're no fun.
No, not when I had 2 kids and I was doing everything and the only one working. No.
Wow.
Oh, goodness, no.
How many years for you, Andrea?
25.
Oh,
Oh.
congratulations.
I can't imagine going 50. 25 seems like
I couldn't either. I thought that I also thought I'd be dead by then. I don't know.
Oh, I don't plan.
It
I don't
seems
plan on
so
making
old.
it 50. I don't plan. I'm too old to be. I'm too
Right.
old to be doing this for too
There
much.
there must be another point where you break through something after 25 years because
And then we were going to go on a nice little vacation and have a big party. And oh, well.
for the big
Yeah,
Oh, this just okay. Yeah.
yeah, we're having cake with my two daughters tomorrow.
Oh, there
it's
you go.
tomorrow.
Thing. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, happy anniversary.
7-Eleven.
7-11.
That's fun. That's really fun. Oh wow, yeah, gosh. That's a major milestone to not get to whoop it up with a big party.
Yeah, maybe I'll take a pan and a wooden spoon and
Do like Tammy
maybe
did.
I'll hit him with the pan.
Yeah.
We have somebody in another group where when she turned 50, her husband got the fire department to drive by her house on fire trucks. So she had all the firemen all over the
Oh,
place.
no, riot. Oh, that's fun.
Peggy, Elaine's husband was a firefighter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh,
He's retired. I think, when did you retire? He retired in 1990. So he's been retired a long time. Yeah. He was an officer, so he kind of missed it at the beginning, but he likes it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Did you make anything this week, Cheryl?
I didn't, but I wanted to show everybody this fabric and see if they can see what I just have to. It's a bag that I made. I loved making it. It was a lot of fun.
Ooh.
Flowers.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
It looks like it has sparkles on it.
It has little dots, and then there's pockets on the outside.
Ooh, nice.
That's very similar, not
On both
very
sides.
similar, but like the same kind of concept, Peggy, that you had with yours too, but I thought you did have pockets.
Yeah.
And then the inside has some pockets also.
Oh, cute.
But I want to show you a close-up of the flowers and see if you can see what they really are.
They're irises.
No.
Oh,
No?
with fairies.
You're right, they are.
Those are
Oh,
cute.
those are
They're can girls.
Can
Oh.
Girls.
I see
They
the
had to
lines.
have that fabric. I loved it.
Did you get that recently?
No, a few years back down on Cape Cod, she used to have some of the most fun things. She's closed now.
The straps on that look pretty clever too, Cheryl. Is it like a gathered strap?
Yes, it goes through a
The
channel.
drawstring.
It goes through a channel
Mhm.
and just, you pull it.
Oh,
and-
drawstring.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, drawstring. Mhm.
I like that.
Oh.
That's really pretty.
Very nice.
And there were these little beaded flowers that you kind of put together,
Mhm.
Oh, fun.
and lots of buttons and,
I want to sew a
between the
big
ribs,
tote
balanced
bag,
it. It is big.
attach fake flowers to it. Can anyone picture that? I just want to sew big fake flowers to it. I guess I'm turning
Yeah, you
that,
should.
that person who will carry the big bag with the fake flowers.
Oh, I would love it.
I would do it, and I'll put on my colorful yoga pants.
Yeah, sounds
And you have
good.
purple
What is that group
Red
of
sweater.
ladies? I don't see them very much, but the purple hats or what have you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't that kind of their point?
Red
The
hat,
red
Red
hats.
Hat Society.
Red
Red
Yeah,
Hat
that they just
Society.
wanted to be extravagant, right?
Every
Yeah.
once in a while, I'll see a group of them in a restaurant. They're so funny.
Yeah.
yeah, my sister-in-law belongs to one of them. Yeah.
Oh, she does. Okay,
Mhm.
so it's still
Yeah,
a
they
thing.
don't meet as often as they used to.
Yeah, someone should do something new like that for COVID, and where you can be extravagant like that on Zoom.
Can we put fake
Yeah.
flowers on your mask?
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you should see some of the masks. Now, my daughter wants me to make her a kitty cat face for
Oh,
her.
yeah.
So, yeah, so I'll just try that. I
Yeah.
saw a man with one. It was really cute. He had a black mask and it had a pink nose and white whiskers. Yeah, he
I wonder if he was just desperate.
he
and
was
that
very
all he
golden.
could
He came into the hospital for a test. A poor man could hardly walk, but he had his pussycat mask on and he looked so cute.
He would probably tell you he was a panther, not a kitty cat.
Yes, he probably would.
Maybe so. No, I saw on the news, this seems like it could possibly be a good sign for us that like China only had like 12 cases the day before yesterday.
Oh, good.
So that would be about 8 months since it started there, which for us would be like September
Mm.
if for some reason it can disappear as fast as it showed up. Wouldn't that be wonderful for us?
In Ohio, we sort of leveled out, and then all of a sudden it spiked, and we're almost near purple, which is
Oh.
emergency.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was fast.
It was. You
Yeah.
know why? Because the bar's open. We have
Oh, no.
Hudson Bay and Lake Erie,
Yep.
and everybody went there, and 8 people got it. The bartenders got it. So it's like they're taking a chance, especially in a bar.
Elaine, did you say you live in Cleveland?
I live in Parma, outside of Cleveland. Yeah, we're
My brother-
16.
My brother lives in Amherst. Do you know where
Okay,
that
he's southwest of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice there. Yeah, they have a huge flea market there. Jamie's. Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. They had a big fire a couple of years ago, so we haven't been there since.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
We planned on going back to Ohio this year. I heard there's a wonderful quilt shop up near you, Elaine. Do you do any quilting?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to.
Abigail's.
No.
We have Quilter's Source. If you go to Amish country, there's Miller's.
Oh, I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I had a note.
Oh.
Yes, but oh well.
And next time, tell me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
This memory is really bad.
Yeah. Now the mask that I made, this is Robert Hoffman fabric. And when I was on Craftsy, they had, you could get the fat quarters and you could get yardage of it. So I got every color imaginable in this.
Let's see it.
Hold it up again.
Let's see, it goes this way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of, they're flowers, but you really have to look to see it because it's like monochromatic.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Are
So,
they, is it batiks? Are they batiks?
no,
No? Okay.
no, he's kind of comparable to Michael Miller's fabrics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen, I know of Kaufman's fabrics, yeah.
it's really good quality.
Yeah.
Hoffman's used to have a challenge every year also.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Andrea,
Yes, ma'am.
can you see this?
I sure can. You tested the pockets?
No, this I bought years ago. But, oh yeah, the pockets, I use it for gardening and the stuff falls out because they made the gussets too big.
Mm,
You bend over and everything flops out.
yeah.
So I watched what is your website again?
So Spire?
Yeah, I'm going to try and sort of make it half of it and make
Okay.
smaller
yeah.
things on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can sew a flap onto the top of those, like just a flap with a snap,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
so
But
that's
then
still
it
usable.
would be in the way when I'm putting my hands into
Yeah.
gardening
Yeah.
tools.
Yep.
Uh,
Or sew seams down the middle of those two pockets, and then you just have slots.
yeah.
True.
Mhm. And then it's got one of these, you know,
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Like for fanny pack.
yeah. I actually bought it for a money bag when my sister and I had a garage sale. So her money went one place and my money went the other.
You don't want to bend over and all your money falls out.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Well, I'm wearing something I made 10 years ago, and I'm still wearing it.
It's
Pretty.
beautiful.
Yeah,
The only
very.
thing I found out, I like the length of it, but it's not supposed to have drop sleeves. And the shop that I took the lessons at, the woman said, "Oh, you need a larger size." And I thought, I do? So I said, okay. So my shoulders are down here.
Oh,
Oh,
So I was going to try taking it in. It's easier to make a new one than it is to, you know,
Yeah.
too bad,
try to
too
redo it.
bad shoulder pads aren't in style. You could just shoulder pad it.
it's true.
I remember those.
Is
I
it a
used to
dress?
love shoulder
Elaine?
pads.
Is it a dress or just a t-shirt?
It's a t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? You had to be careful where you put the flowers too.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause they could go in the wrong area.
Yeah, they'll
The
think
whole
you're a
thing,
dancer.
the whole thing was made on the serger.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice. I like the fabric. It's very pretty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
It's
very,
a-
very comfortable.
It's a knit, but it's almost too heavy for warm weather. It's more of a winter one. But
Mm.
so I thought I'd wear it today.
It's gorgeous. Do you all have any favorite sources for patterns?
Oh gee, now I should think of them now. I just started that Fit Nice system with Judy Kessinger, and she's got 2 master patterns, and you can make 100 different outfits out of the top pattern and the pants. Because pants only have 2 legs, tops only have 4 pieces, and she just has all these different variations.
Oh.
So I'm working on the master pattern because you take your own measurements and you actually make it to fit you. And then you have to do a sloper and, you know, then you get the right size then.
I
But,
hate all that. It was
yeah.
so much easier when I was a skinny young woman.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 granddaughters that are 6 feet tall and
Mhm.
they're both skinny. And when they would go to the store, the regular dresses became minis on them because
yeah.
they were really short then, you know. And I got the one granddaughter to start sewing, but she kind of lost interest in it. And she says, "Grandma, it takes too much time."
Mm.
So I bought her.
It's the season. It's the season. When she gets older, she may have more time for it. It's
Right.
just, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been through times when I didn't have any time to do it. Now I have. It's like
Well,
all I do.
For Christmas 2 years ago, we got her a sewing machine. Every gadget, I would buy 2 of them. So she's all set, but she doesn't
For
want to
the
do it.
future, when she changes her mind.
It's
Yeah.
not going to go bad. It's still going to be there. It's like my husband says, "What are you going to do with this?" I said, "It's not going to go bad. It's going to be just
Oh,
as
I
good a
know.
couple of years from now. Leave it alone."
And you
Yeah,
know,
my-
fabric becomes insulation.
Yep, that's true.
And you don't use your oven because you have it stored in there too.
Are you just agnostic?
Under
You're
the
really full of that.
bedspread or on your bed, it's all fabric stacked up.
Or you know, you
I
spread
do
it out.
fabric
You spread it all over the house, and then it doesn't look like you have much.
That's right.
Andrea, I brought a couple other things out.
Oh, let's see.
Goody.
See, when you buy these cookies,
Yes.
save the tin And my husband had one of these. It's a mechanics thing when they lose screws when they're working on an engine.
Uh-huh.
Well,
It's a
stick it
magnet,
in
right?
here. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then I drop my string in because I save it and we make dog beds with the scraps and with the,
Oh, yes.
you need a lot to do it. But yeah, I did that. I like that because I really drop a lot of stuff.
Wait, how do you, oh, you pick up whatever you drop with,
Yeah, this sits on the floor and I drop the thread in it. And when I drop a piece like pins, you just go down on the floor and get the pins. And it's a mechanics thing when they work on the engines.
very clever.
I bought my daughter one that has a light on it also.
And this came from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, I love
great.
Harbor Freight for
Yeah.
sewing,
There.
for
They
sewing
have so much.
notions.
And this other thing is something new that I just got. It's called a Stash and Store. And this is plastic.
Move it
Oh,
over a little bit, Elaine.
this way?
Nope, the other way.
The other,
This way?
yes. And
Yeah.
up.
And up a little bit.
And here, I'll
Hold
take
it up.
Hold down. See, there's these little indentions, and you can stick the stuff in it, and it stands up straight.
Oh.
Very clever.
Got it from Nancy's Notions, and you could get 2 in a package, and now they're selling them for the same amount, but you only get 1.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I had that. I just, yeah, 1, 2. Oh, and I just made this an origami class.
I missed origami today.
Don't
You-
wiggle, don't wiggle. Elaine, hold it back up again, but hold still.
You put a tea light, in there.
Oh.
then- She says you can float them on the water.
Oh,
Ah.
do you have a
She had
pool?
She had 3 different things. We made a tulip. My tulip didn't do too good.
They'll look
But
nice
this
in
one
my
did.
bathtub.
Oh,
And
in
then,
the bathtub, yeah.
and then she showed us one doing it with fabric, but your fabric has to be a little stiffer.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try doing that. Hers turned out really nice.
I've done them with fabric, and what works good for the origami with fabric is batik because
Oh,
it's heavier, it's stiffer.
uh-huh.
And I also spray stretch it when I iron it.
Oh, okay.
Then it works really
That
good.
would-
'Cause I
would
used
be
to
something
teach a
for-
class with the folded fabrics.
Oh, okay. Well, years ago in Australia, they had the stiffener that you could buy. It was a liquid.
Oh,
It- I didn't use it for a long time, and it actually cracked the plastic bottle that it was in. It stiffened the bottle and cracked open. But
Do you remember, Peggy, what Usha said she uses on her fabric? She orders it off Amazon. Do you remember, Susan?
It's a starch, but she just
It's
gets
a-
it by the gallon and then mixes it.
Yeah, it's like a starch concentrate.
Yeah,
oh,
and it
It's
works
real
very
inexpensive.
you
Susan,
can make your
you
own with,
build a pool with
potato
origami flower or origami flower candles. The kids will love that.
yeah.
there's another one called Best Press, but it's not a starch. It's more like
It's nice.
I like that, don't
takes
you?
drink-
It's nice, but
out.
it's expensive though, and I just use like Niagara starch. You get like 5 cans from Costco for pennies.
Does it bother you that it goes everywhere though, Peggy?
Yeah.
No, not really. I spray it and let it soak in, and then I press it.
How about like on your floor? You don't see
Yeah.
it all over the floor?
Oh no, it's like I spray it over my my ironing table. I have a
You
large
have a
table.
bigger table.
One of the- yeah.
Why?
Yeah, my table's like 3 by 5 or 3 by 6. My husband made it out of a piece of plywood.
That's why, yeah.
Oh.
Mine
And he
is
put batting on it and
It
put
doesn't,
batting on it, and they covered it with fabric. Maybe you can see it.
It gets on your iron too.
It does.
It does, yeah.
It coats it.
Do you
Um,
see your big
You can make
table?
your own. You can make your own spray starch with vodka.
Yeah.
Really? What do you
Yes.
put in that? I can see dual purposes there.
Yes, exactly. One for
Doesn't
you
it have-
and one for me.
Doesn't have to be potato vodka though, vodka from potatoes.
I'm not sure.
thought that-
My friend said she just used vodka.
I guess who cares at that point?
They say you can buy the cheapest brand and
Yes.
it works.
You've tried it then?
No,
No? You
But
My
I've
didn't?
friend
heard it
has,
does. I've
and
seen it.
She swears by
Okay,
it.
so it's not flammable?
I don't know. I don't know about
Oh,
that.
So it,
Alcohol, yeah, it's something to think about.
Well,
it's used on
well, I
things
think
that are washable, and then you can wash it out. And there's another one where you take flour and water and just a little vodka, but they found out that bugs are attracted to it.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's like,
don't
my
do that one.
grandmother used to make these beautiful doilies that used to, the ruffles, she would
Yeah.
stand them up with sugar water. But
Yeah.
when you store them, the ants go in it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's not useful. Yeah.
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 Mice like it too. I
I think
had
with
it
the
in the
vodka,
attic.
I think with the vodka, it's only flammable with an open flame.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Okay.
flammable from the
Okay.
heat of the iron.
It evaporates actually.
Yeah, the alcohol
I
evaporates.
wonder if the room has any smell.
Oh, mm-mm.
Well, vodka supposedly doesn't have a smell.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
just wonder, yeah.
supposedly, but if you,
I actually have some cheap vodka in the cupboard that I bought because it makes really wonderful window cleaner.
Oh,
Like,
it does.
amazing window cleaner. Yeah.
and it
Wow.
makes good vanilla extract too.
Oh,
Oh,
does it?
really?
Yeah, you put some vanilla pods in there and just let them sit for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then you
Yeah.
Oh,
So
can do it
I
out of rum or
try it
vodka.
as spray starch and see
I
what
just told my husband, I said, get the cheapest. Just get the cheapest
Yeah.
rum.
Mhm.
Do your dogs ever lick the storm doors when you do the windows?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, the kid, when I was cleaning all the cupboards during the COVID clean,
Yeah.
the girls said, "Why do you have vodka up there, Mom? Is that what's in your sparkle water?" And I'm like, "No, I use it to clean the windows."
Oh, sure.
And they're like, sure.
But it actually is amazing window cleaner, which for some reason is hard to come by now. My favorite all-time window cleaner was, it was in the orange bottle and it was by Spick and Span. Oh, but for the life of me, I can't think of what the name. Cinch.
Yes.
Window
Yeah.
cleaner.
Yeah.
Best on earth.
I think they stopped making it.
They did.
My
Didn't it
mother,
have that citrus smell to it? The citrus?
Oh, it smelled so good. Oh, I
Yeah.
love the
Oh,
smell of
yeah.
that.
my
and-
grandmother used to use vinegar and newspapers.
Yeah.
And that bought, like, I can't stand that feel on my hands of the newsprint.
No.
But the cinch, every once in a while, every time I go in a weird grocery store, I look to see
Yeah.
if I can find it.
Right.
Just hoping that some would get put out or people would know how wonderful it is.
Well, That's like Biz, B-I-Z. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's one of the best things to take stains out of clothing or heirloom, linens.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
And you
Oh.
can't find it anymore either.
Very hard to find it. Sometimes the dollar store will have it.
Hmm. I'm
So
allergic.
anyway, so when I couldn't get cinch, I switched to vodka. And it's
And just throw some essential
If you mix-
oils in
if you
there. You
mix
just
the
drip some-
two, but
drip
yeah,
some
you
oils
have
in there.
like an orange vodka. Oh yeah. What was
you
that
could
called? The
really make
vodka?
Yeah,
Orange
I
juice
wish I
vodka?
knew what the smell was in the cinch though, because I love the smell of it.
It was
Clean
nice.
with it. Yeah.
I'm allergic to the smell of pine sol.
Oh, I
Are
can't
you?
stand the
My,
smell of
my
pine
throat just grabs and I can't breathe and it's just
No,
You
my
can
mother
use
was
saying it,
my
I can
mother was
Alpine salt.
my mother was the queen of clean, and she had personality disorder. So when she was on a cleaning rampage,
Mm-hmm.
it was like, as a kid, you're like, no. You tried to take us. When I'd walk in the house and smell the pine sol, I'd go, oh no.
She's at it.
Like, oh, everybody get ready. You don't know what's going to happen now. So I can't stand the smell of pine sol.
Oh, I bet you
Ooh,
can.
it's
You have good reason.
yeah.
It's just a
The
memory.
Fantastic used to give me a headache. I couldn't. It was a fantastic cleaner.
Oh yeah,
I
that one
couldn't
did too.
use it.
They don't, do they still sell that? I haven't seen it.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't buy
There's
it
not-
anymore.
Yeah,
so.
there's barely any options right now in the stores we're at. for
Oh
cleaners.
no.
It's like slim pickings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've been making cakes from scratch, but lately I haven't felt super perfect. So I told my husband to get some mixes. He said sometimes there aren't any on the shelves, and the ones he brings home aren't really my favorites. So yeah, it's very hard to get what you want. Vanilla, he could not get that for me.
Hmm.
Yeast I sent to King Arthur, and I got some yeast from them because
For heaven's sakes.
he tried over and over to get it at the different markets.
Wow.
Sometimes where they
What is King
sometimes-
Arthur? Cheryl, what is King Arthur?
King Arthur flour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're up here in Vermont, in New England. You can go up for classes even. I'm going to try that one when
Oh,
everything's safe again.
They
Yeah.
have good bread flour too.
Yes, I bought the bread flour
Yeah.
and cake flour. Yeah.
and they shipped it right down to you?
Yes, they're behind because you couldn't even get flour in our grocery stores.
Right.
I was baking bread and cakes. They're online, King Arthur, and they have another site out in California, but I don't know exactly what they have out there.
Mm. The food section in the newspaper said, "Get out your bread machines," and everybody did.
I had always wanted one, and nobody ever bought me one, and I thought it was, an expense I didn't need. And then my neighbor, when she was moving, she had a yard sale, and she had hers out there for $20.
Ooh, and you
I
got
said,
it.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I made it with, because I don't have the muscles anymore to punch the bread down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, my bread machine does it warms it. It does the rising. It does the second rising. It does the kneading, and then it does the cooking.
Yep, mine
It
does
puts
too.
right in it. So it's a
Yeah. Yeah, it's a square
Zilkeration.
loaf.
Yeah, mine's a square. It's a
Mhm.
regular loaf, but I make 2-pound loaves at a time, and I have I buy wheat kernels, and I grind the flour, so it's
Mm.
fresh as soon as I
Yeah.
don't grind it unless I'm about to use it. So
That's
Yeah.
all I would need to survive is just 2 pounds of
Bread.
bread. and some
Oh, I
butter.
know. I
would
love
be
it.
Good to
I
go.
would. I
We
don't.
were
I mean,
raised on homemade bread.
I eat it right out of the bread. I mean, I don't even put anything on it when it comes out of the bread machine hot.
Isn't it-
I mean, it's so moist and
I
dense.
love it.
Right.
It's just so
You don't
good.
need anything.
No.
A little jelly, strawberry jam
Oh,
on
but
it.
that's for dessert. But for dinner, you don't need anything.
Well, you eat one piece for a meal and one for dessert. And I gain more weight. But that's okay.
Do y'all have any fun plans for the weekend?
Sewing.
Cake, cake.
Cake? That's great. And the 50th, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How about you, Suzette? Is anyone coming to visit you?
I don't know.
No
You
visit?
never know.
Will you visit your mom over the weekend?
I think I had enough of her today.
Oh, you saw her
No.
today?
You what? What was that?
Sometimes I
Enough
have
of
to.
her today.
Sometimes I have to do it in small doses.
Uh,
Yeah.
She's she sometimes is like a bad 5-year-old.
aw.
Oh no.
Doesn't listen.
Oh,
Oh.
And
She's
you
on
can,
her own though, right? She's
yeah, she
on her
is.
own. Yeah.
She needs to get a shot in her back. And
Oh,
we were supposed to start this process a month ago because she needs another MRI.
mhm.
She has to be off her blood thinner for a week.
Yeah.
And the doctor told her to start getting all this ready. Well, he had her on prednisone, so her back was
Oh.
feeling better.
Mhm.
So she said, well, I'm better. I don't have
Hmm.
So we could have been done already, but now we're just starting this
Yeah.
process.
Mhm.
So it's like,
Well,
6 more
usually
appointments.
when I was getting mine, they didn't like me to be on prednisone, to be truthful.
Yes, she'll be off of it before she gets the shot because it takes them like 2 weeks to get approval from her insurance. So
Oh, I see.
you know that steroid can sometimes make people extra grumpy
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it makes me jumpy. I mean, you could just drop a paper and I'm up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
I hate
I'll tell
it.
you what, in some of my worst flare-ups, they gave me prednisone, and it does, you think you're healed,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
I
yeah.
you
love
are
when
not.
they
And
do
the
that.
steroids just, they mess up your hormones, they mess up your
Oh,
gut, they mess,
sugar.
oh, they just,
Mm-hmm.
they don't
I
even
know
give
they
it to you.
do, but I get a lot of stuff done whenever I'm
Oh,
on.
don't
Yeah.
you?
Oh, do you?
Don't talk to me, and I'm like a steam engine right through that house.
Hi,
Hey,
Linda.
lady.
And
Hi,
don't
Linda.
say boo.
Linda.
Don't say boo.
You're on mute. Take yourself off mute.
Hi, Linda.
I'm off now.
There
Hi,
you go.
Linda. Oh, I like your background.
Oh, yeah.
It's my husband's photograph. There you go.
Oh,
Oh, pretty.
Stunning.
that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The Milky Way.
Oh, where'd he go to get that?
We live in Arizona, north of Tucson,
Uh-huh.
Nice.
and he went out about an hour from where we live. We're close to the biosphere, so we're kind of way out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's stunning.
Oh.
So
I
this
love
is your
Arizona.
first visit, Linda, to the sewing club?
Pardon me?
Is this your first visit to the sewing club?
Yes, it is.
Well,
Welcome.
tell us what you like to sew.
Mm.
Oh, well, I'm not a quilter because my sister is, and I have no children, so who am I going to make all the quilts for? But
Me.
I do, yeah, I know, there's people. But I
You find a lot of volunteers.
yeah, they will jump up. But I've been involved with a kid's sewing called Teen So Cool, and we were teaching middle school children to sew. So we had a group of volunteers for that. And then I live in a community where we have a sewing center, and we are teaching our residents who maybe haven't sewn since junior high or middle school, or those that have sewn some. But so we get into different projects. Recently, sewing masks, like I'm sure many have in the nation. But we also been making things like tote bags and zipper bags. What else? Different pillowcases, table runners, you name it. Things that are fairly simple for beginner sewers. And then I'm also in a group called Clothe Me, which we make, many of them make more clothing than I do, but it's a pretty active group as well. Of about 8 people.
That's great.
Very exciting.
So you're a beginner then. You don't, you're just a beginning sewer.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a beginner sewer,
No,
but I'm
just kidding.
more of beginners. I
It's
wouldn't classify myself as an expert seamstress. I learned more things than I have expanded knowledge to. So I find that you learn from other people, or when you're looking for projects to help people get started, you learn some tricks and tips that you might not have known that were out there. So.
How long you been sewing?
Well, I sewed when I was in junior high. Was in a
Mhm.
sewing. I was in 4-H with my horses, but also did sewing. And my grandmother was a big seamstress. My mother as well she made dresses and stuff for all of her daughters. So I did a lot of sewing in high school as well, somewhat. But then when I went to work, I just got away from it until I retired about 10, was it now, almost 15 years ago. And so I've been able to get back into it and do it quite a bit of it.
Hmm.
Elaine, that's what your daughter can do when she's gotten a little more time. She'll get back into her sewing.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
it's,
Do you
when you're
have a
working, it's kind
favorite?
of hard to find the time to
Yeah.
sew, when you, especially if people have children and have busy schedules and that sort of thing. But many of the ladies that have not sewn before have become quite interested in it, and they're doing pretty good. So it's kind of fun. And
That's great.
teaching the kids to sew is a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
It's so rewarding. I love teaching children to sew. Linda, do you have a favorite source for clothing patterns?
No, not necessarily. I know the lady that sort of runs the group called Clothe Me comes up with patterns quite often, and people been sharing patterns and such. And we have a woman that's supposed to come in a few weeks, if we ever open up things again, to teach a class on making yoga pants and that sort of thing. But no, I don't have a real good source for clothing necessarily.
My favorite patterns are the ones you get from Joann's for $1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go on sale at Joann's
Yeah.
for like Simplicity and McCall's, and
Yeah.
they go on sale. I would just go and stock up on a few of them.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
the only
Vogue.
time I'd buy them.
I
Yeah.
love Vogue and Buttrick. Yeah.
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 Put a
I mean,
little-
I had patterns that were like 20, in my file that were like 25 cents.
Oh,
And,
Oh,
wow.
Peggy.
that was from when I was a
Wow.
baby,
Yeah, I was going to say that's gone back a while.
yeah.
Now
But
there's
the patterns
have a
now are like
question.
$15. It's like, I know
yeah.
it takes a lot of work, but when you
Yeah.
pay 25 cents and now you're paying $15, it's a little tough.
Yeah.
But
And
my
the
mom,
tissue- and the tissue
they're
is so
all
much.
owned by one company now.
yeah,
Are they? Oh.
Simplicity, Butterick,
McCall's.
McCall's. Yeah, one company.
Oh. There's a young woman online. I don't know if you've heard of her, Andrea. Her name is Melly, like M like in Mickey Mouse, Melly, Melly Sew.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And she has free patterns on hers.
Oh, fun. And it's for
Yeah.
clothing, Cheryl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, Melly.
Yeah. Melly Sews.
I just found her last week on one of the things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I
Mhm.
will look. And then if you all visit the Sewing Club homepage, I put up a poll today because we had a request to make a simple summer dress by Usha. And so I wanted to try and find a dress pattern that would be flattering for most body types. And so I've heard a lot of you say that's very difficult to shop for patterns now.
Yes.
But some of the international pattern designers are really talented. Oh, I couldn't hear you, Peggy. Were you talking?
Oh, I was yelling at my daughter to bring the power cord for the computer. It's telling me it's getting low.
I saw your lips moving.
I know.
Oh, she
I'm
must be
yelling.
doing something important.
Cashmerette is another relatively new in the past few years. And her patterns are for difficult body shapes.
Okay.
Cashmerette.
Oh,
Okay.
there I go.
Is that, how do you spell that, Cheryl?
Would probably be CASHMERETTE.
Okay,
Right.
that's what,
That's
I
what
think.
that's what I was guessing.
Mhm.
It'll
so
auto-correct you on Google anyway.
I found 3 pretty dresses, and I put the link on the homepage so
good.
y'all could look at it. But then there's an other box if you want to make a suggestion. But I thought, and maybe Linda will be able to advise us better on this. My expertise is not garments, but I would love a beautiful summer dress too. to wear in August. So Linda, do you think it's possible if we find a pattern that most people like to sew it together as a group?
It's possible, sure. I can even talk to the woman that's in charge of our Clothe Me group, see if she might want to join us. She used to teach classes, and she does a lot of clothing, and so maybe she might be willing to do that.
Oh, I would absolutely love that. And if she has more insight for us on what would be a good pattern for, I would pretty much say beginners, I think. Would you all feel like you would want a beginner pattern if you're going to make a dress? Or
Beginner or
Anything
intermediate,
is
yeah.
good. Anything.
yeah, if we had a teacher, that helps. So
There's also I think it's either in McCall's or Buttrick. I can email it to you, Andrea. But there's a designer that does clothing for again for hard to fit.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, and it's one of those
okay. Yes,
major pattern companies.
send in those options, and then when we get a handful of good ones, then we can vote as a group, anybody that wants to participate, and then we can get the pattern, and maybe Linda's friend will teach us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be best to have her teach than me, but I'll ask her if she's interested in doing that.
Okay, thank you so much, Linda.
So
And
can I ask a question? Since I'm kind of new to the group, what is the kind of the general mission of this group? Or I don't know if mission, that's probably
we actually just authored a statement of purpose. So you are
Okay.
right on by asking that, and I'm going to read it directly to you.
Okay,
Our statement of purpose is whether you are a sewing novice or an expert in your craft, the Sewing Club offers you an opportunity to make new friends, expand your skills, and share your passion for the art of sewing in a supportive virtual environment.
very nice.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like that. So first, I would say, friendship, just given the current climate with COVID, is a big priority for us because everyone's lonely, right? I mean, you might have a lot of people in your house, but they could be irritating you by now. So it's so nice to talk to other people, right? And then
And to
we're all
laugh.
passionate. Yeah, we're all passionate about fabric. So we have
But Andrea, you have 3 different ones. Does
yeah.
Linda know there's 3?
No, right now there's 3 different ones that I found,
Yeah.
but it's a hard search. That's why I'm asking you, because when you start looking for patterns that will be flattering to, a variety of ages and body types,
Yeah.
it's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
please feel free to suggest other patterns.
And sleeves, please.
Yes.
And some of them that I found in there did have the option for sleeve or sleeveless,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
which I think, yeah. So these are a little bit, like Peggy was saying, a little bit more expensive patterns.
Mhm.
But it does look like you have lots of options
Mm.
with them. So depending what you were looking for, But
Good.
if there's a pattern for 99 cents, that's great too. I just don't know where to find it. So I'm going to need some help with that. Yeah. So if you'll have a look to Linda and ask your friend, that would be so much fun, I think, for us.
Ask her about it.
And we can be super flexible on the days and times and stuff that she would be available to guide
Okay.
us.
So you guys meet every other week? Is that kind of what I saw online?
Well, we're meeting 3 times a week. So the early birds, last week it was just Elaine and I. And we chatted over
I
coffee.
was sleeping.
Yeah, you sleep if you need to sleep. We meet on Monday mornings for coffee, and again, that's just kind of to talk about what we're going to make this week, or whatever, or ask questions or what have you. It's just a real short meeting, like 30 minutes. And then on Tuesdays, currently, I'm teaching a bag making series.
Okay,
So you're in Arizona. So right now, are you on Pacific time?
correct.
Okay, so for me, it's at 11 o'clock. So for you, it would be at 8 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
saw.
Yeah,
that.
3
I saw
hours, yeah.
that bag. Yeah, the bag on that.
So that's going on, and we definitely have one more session in that, maybe two, depending how far we get. And then I would love to start with a little bit of garment, very basic garment work. And whoever else would like to teach is always welcome. So if you do have a favorite project or skill or anything you want to share, any of you, you're welcome. And then on Fridays we meet for show and tell, and everyone brings something to share.
Okay.
Something that I would really like to learn to sew with knits, because
Okay.
I think I told you that mine got very large as I sewed. There's different types of knits you can buy. Like it'll stretch one way and the other way, or it'll just stretch this way. I don't know what they're called, but you have to know what you're buying also.
Oh, yeah. If you buy lengthwise, it's going to keep growing and growing. You'd go
Yeah.
across, you have to go around your body with knit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a very good instructor, and she's got books out. Her name is Linda Lee.
Oh,
And
yes.
yes, she has really some great things out. Yeah. She's also, she's got 2 classes on Craftsy too.
Yes.
I've seen her name. Yeah.
I went to the, we had the sewing, American Sewing Guild had their conference last year in Massachusetts, and she was there, and they had a style show, and she made the most beautiful jacket. I just loved it. It was silk. It was gorgeous. Tangerine.
She has a pattern company too. She bought the workshop,
That's right.
and she's got some really, but they're involved patterns. They're not beginners. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's just like a t-shirt or something. But she's a very good instructor too. Her daughter went in with her now, so her daughter is branching out and doing garment sewing.
And Pamela, she sells patterns. Oh my.
Demora?
Pamela Palm. No. It escapes me. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
Palmer Pletch?
if you have extra time and want to search for dress patterns,
Okay.
but
Will do.
it takes a long time though.
It
When you
does.
start looking, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies. Well, we will say goodbye. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. If you're up early
You
on
too.
Monday, Elaine and I will probably be having coffee.
Well,
Sorry,
have a
I missed-
donut from me.
Sorry, I missed getting here earlier.
Oh,
I misread the start time on it.
I'm sorry, Linda.
No.
Yeah, the time. I had to put 3
It
clocks
said
up
for me
myself.
mountain, and I should have remembered that, that I'm not in mountain right now, so it's my bad.
Yeah, it is confusing. I installed 3 clocks so I could look and see what time it was.
Wow.
Yeah. So where is everybody located? Andrew, where are you?
I'm in Virginia, so we're on Eastern time.
Okay, and
Mm.
is that Suzette? Yes.
Yeah, I'm in Florida.
Okay,
I'm on Eastern time too.
Eastern time as well. And Elaine
I'm Parma, Ohio, and we're Eastern.
too.
Yeah.
And then Cheryl.
Massachusetts Eastern.
Okay, and Peggy.
I'm in North Carolina. I'm an Eastern.
So all of you are Eastern but me. Well, we'll have to recruit some. Do all of you use GroupWorks for your clubs, or how did you get connected with 3 Health?
So
GroupWorks.
I have a GroupWorks. You're in,
Uh-huh.
okay, and then I have a YouTube channel, so that's how
Okay,
Spencer.
and Spencer contacted you. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I've talked with Spencer for about 2 or 3 years now. With our group, we've got quite a few GroupWorks clubs that use GroupWorks in our
Oh,
community.
yes. We use GroupWorks through American Sewing Guild.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody told me that. I'm not quite sure how you use GroupWorks across different communities and that sort of thing. I guess I should tag Spencer about that because, just how does people stay connected around the country. But anyway, we'll find out more about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd be happy to chat with you about that, Linda.
Sure. Yeah, he's a good guy. Well, thanks. Nice to join you. Sorry I came in.
Nice
so
to meet
late.
you.
You too. Okay, so I'll see y'all next week, hopefully.
Okay.
Okay. Take
Have a
care.
good weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta.